Skip that music.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Spaced Out podcast on this beautiful Sunday morning. It is July 9th, the 9th of July. And in about 1 week, we'll be in Atlanta partying it up. I'm excited for that. What else we got going on? What do we got going on this week? Next week. That's it. Just Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Atlanta.
Oh, I fucking suck. The music awards. So, but this will be after that.
Where's the Music Awards?
It's at the Seneca Niagara Casino. 716 Music Awards.
Oh, that's right, 716. Okay.
Yep. I wish it was like a Grammy or something.
When is that?
July 15th.
You got to buy tickets. Can you get them at the door or anything like that?
You buy tickets, I believe.
Okay.
Right on Eventbrite.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. There's a couple people performing. Shogun, Wiz, I forgot who else. I just seen Shoguns this morning. That's why I was like, I noticed it. But yeah, they'll have performances,
That'd be cool.
Awards. I'm suited and booted. I got my suit. Did you get yours yet, Mr. Green? No, he didn't. I already know the answer to that.
No? How do you dress? You dress like, you want to go like 007? Are you going to go...
Nah, he's...
I was going to get a green suit and like, what's that comedian from the city that wore those giant glasses? That was crazy, always hung out with Joe Rogan. With giant glasses. Big bloody
Ari?
jacket.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. I wish I can...
When I do think of who it is, you're going to be like, oh, right.
Oh, probably. That's what always happens. It'll take you a minute to realize it. Yeah, but that award show, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
And actually, you said it's the 14th?
The 15th.
50. I'm actually going to be in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Michigan for wheelchair lacrosse. So, that's one of the other things that I do.
Oh, yeah. So, folks, if you don't know already, we have Mr.Wheels in the building.
Andrew Dice Clay.
What? Oh.
The comedian is Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I need a face.
Yeah.
I need a face. Unfortunately, I'm a face guy.
Mr. Wheels is a part of the Buffalo wheelchair football team.
Yes, sir.
And also a United States Army veteran. So, we got the vets all up in this fucking building today.
That's right. And like I said, when I came in, too, it was nice to know. I didn't realize you guys are both veterans, so it's just even better.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it that much better.
Oh, yeah.
So, I always appreciate another brother, man.
I appreciate you. You got a face for us? No?
Okay, I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. He's a comedian, though? Like a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, this used to be him. Like, you might recognize him from, like, Comedy Central.
Yeah. Oh, that's... Okay, yeah. I guess...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to get big green glasses?
Glasses and, like, a green suit.
Really?
Yeah, Mr.
Why don't you
Green.
go cape? Why don't you get a cape while you're at it?
Bro.
I know.
He started.
Why don't you just,
Don't get me
why
started.
don't you just wear a Joker costume?
You don't
like
want
that?
me involved in your life, dude. You don't want me involved. You'll be dressing like Lil Nas X by the end of the day.
You're already here, my guy. You're already here.
Little Nas X. He said you're going to be painting them nails.
Oh, did you see all that stuff about Drake painting his nails and like they're saying that he's trying to follow in the footsteps to get more exposure because he's not as popular, I guess. Did you hear anything
Drake
about that?
isn't?
Well, Drake, no. Okay, so Drake is painting his nails now. Let's just start there. I
could see, I seen it coming.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying I wouldn't even say conspiracy behind it, but the big thing is, of course, you know, when an artist does something, of course, everybody in the world has to figure out why is he doing this? What is he doing it for? Instead of just, hey, he wanted to do it. So, of course, people go digging, and they're saying that he's kind of doing the Lil Nas X thing because once he kind of like, he came out or, you know, just like, was very forward about his like sexuality and everything.
Up.
Yes, he really blew up. And then what's the other guy? Bad Bunny? Is that his name? He dresses all in pink and like that dress. He has like a dress and stuff too. And that's what set him up too. So that's what they're saying. Drake is trying to do that to take the next step to becoming more popular.
Yeah,
that's what people are saying.
Bad Bunny is like the biggest the absolute biggest Latin artist.
Yeah, 100%.
We've seen ever. He's surpassed Daddy Yankee. He surpassed fucking J-Lo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my man is
What
just...
about the chick that was killed on stage back in the day?
Oh, Selena? Yeah.
Bigger than
Oh,
Selena?
shit.
Yeah, he's... Yo,
Oh,
what?
shit.
Bro, this dude is huge.
Yeah,
He's
it's-
going to, like... He's traveling worldwide, like... You got to remember how many Hispanics, and then he's captured the hearts and minds of people who aren't Hispanic and don't even understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm full-blood Hispanic. I don't understand Spanish at all.
But then he also got the attention of everybody else with the way he's dressing.
With the things that he does, yeah.
His
His hair,
attire, his
like-
hair, his clothes.
And because in Puerto Rican culture, too, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, my grandpa would be like,
So,
are you?
yeah.
Or something. And I'd be like, nah, grandpa, this is just the style.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, no.
That's how they interpret it, man. Old school. That's how they interpret it. But we live in a different age
yeah, it's
now.
like a
crazy.
different world. Like we were talking, like the military.
Yeah.
Like you can't say somebody is GAY because
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because
Yeah.
people are gonna get
Yeah,
upset at me
exactly,
for
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you
but
can't
you can't
say
say
anything.
you can't even say this activity is gay.
Yeah.
Like in the sense of gay being stupid and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like when I grew up, that's what those words meant.
Yeah, and we never, and I can honestly say that it was never meant towards anything.
Yeah.
Anybody who was gay. It was
Exactly.
just a phrase that came out.
I have plenty of gay friends.
Yeah.
Who I don't give a
That
fuck
doesn't bother
what you
me
do.
at all. Yeah, that doesn't
Do
bother me
you?
at all. Yeah.
Do you? Boo?
Do you? I ain't going
happy?
down your path, but
Yeah,
we're
are you-
good.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
I'm happy. You're happy. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Like-
shouldn't be a problem, man. I don't understand why
people
there's-
make it a problem.
Yeah, I don't know why people go way out of their way for that. I really don't, man. It's
Like that's just like people who go out of their way to like go to like the rallies and shit just to fucking
just
fuck
to
with them.
scream and just to scream out invalid points the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, listen, I get it. We're never going to be 100% satisfied with anything that goes on, you know, but there's a way to approach it. You know, it's in this world, man, just the society. We just change so much. I'm not necessarily changing. It's a bad thing, but I mean, it looks bad from my perspective, just how things seem like they're declining, moving away from moving forward. We're going backwards, it seems like, in general. And, you know, it's just...
History repeats itself.
That's what they say.
We're on a freaking Ferris wheel.
Yep. Like I said, hey, you just finished up social studies, end of page 365, go back to 1. Well, we already read this. Oh, no, but it's going to repeat in a similar way. Maybe a different virus, maybe a different war, something, you know, a different revolution. So just history repeats itself, man. So it makes me think we're in the Matrix, too. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. I fucking jumped through a fucking portal on the 4th of July.
Where'd you end up when you came out?
I fucking think I'm in a fucking whole different like realm right now.
Yeah.
Like I think I went get placed here.
Did you ever in your life truly feel like I guess here, let me give you an example. I was with one of my friends growing up. His name's Matt.
Start to dab up while you're talking about this.
Yeah, go for it. So one of my friends, his name is Matt Zawada. He passed away back in like 2000 and I believe it was 5 or so. But I remember, just hanging out with him, and I just specifically remember we were sitting and, we were smoking a joint, and my whole perspective on everything, my life, I just felt a huge shift in the direction of how I viewed everything and just on life. So my question to you is, have you ever had a moment like that? It's kind of an odd question, but where you kind of, the switch gets turned. And my switch was turned probably when I was 17, where I just felt almost like a completely different person. Like I just viewed everything, open mind, just everything was changed, my perspective. And I don't know if it was the weed, or if it was the experience, or, what it was, if it was the earth, but I don't know if you've ever had an experience in general where everything changed, your perspective, you just feel like a different person. I don't know if that's ever happened to you.
Yeah, that's actually, so I've always been a super open-minded person, like where it doesn't matter what color you are, what you're about, what president you like, anything like that. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. All I care about is how you treat people and how you are towards me. And if everything's good in that sense, then we're good.
Yep.
Like, I don't care how other people view you. Like, I'm going to view you how I view you until you show me different.
Yeah.
So
I don't let other people influence how I do that, how I view certain people. And that's what a lot of people do. They get influenced by outsiders and change their perspective on somebody just because of outsiders.
Yeah.
Like I said, exactly what you said, we're solid until you give me a reason otherwise.
Yeah. So, but recently, probably I've had 3 of those incidents happen, and they all been under the influence of mushrooms.
Okay.
So, the latest one was, it was yesterday after I've, you can still feel shrooms, working their magic days after.
Okay.
Because of we have traumatic experiences happen to us in our life.
Yes.
So I use them. I used it on the 4th of July to get past the fireworks. Amazing experience. I was able to enjoy fireworks for the first time.
I was going to say,
in a couple
for the first
years.
time in a long time.
And it was just I was just wow. And I'm sitting there with my kid, fireworks blowing off right next to me, not jumping. I'm just enjoying it. And then yesterday, I was just had this moment where I was realized that the changes that I've made and the difference that I've made in my life in the past 3 years.
It's crazy when that all just snaps, man, and you feel that,
And I went from being super depressed 3-4 years ago, super depressed, where I was doing cocaine, freaking smoking way more than I was I am right now. I go through an ounce in a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
While I'm fucking blowing coke.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking trying to up or down it.
Yep, trying to balance it out. Yep.
Yeah,
too
trying
high,
to
gotta
catch
lower
that.
it down.
Yeah. I just took a fucking line, and now I'm fucking up here, and I fucking got to come back down to the mid. And I look over, and there's fucking an ashtray just full of half blunts. But I'm just going through it, and I'm I didn't know. I couldn't see. Those days, there was literally zero future. I would try to think of where I would be in a year, and
you couldn't
nothing.
Envision it?
Yeah, I couldn't envision any of it. I couldn't envision fucking even being happy when my kids would come over.
Well, see, and I got to give you credit for even saying that, because that is true, and it where. I mean, you feel like that, but not a lot of people say it. So, that's true, man.
I was so I would be there, and my kids would be over, and be I'd feel the same.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're here.
Yeah.
Now I have to
understand.
Now I have to feed them, and make sure they're good, and still think about cocaine. But you can't do it while they're here, because then you're a fucked up dad. So don't do it. So that's one thing I could say that I fucking held value to, is being respectful towards my kids and shit like that. I'd smoke my weed, but that's it.
Yeah. See, my kids know about smoking.
Yeah.
I've been very clear since day one. Even my youngest girls, they're aware, but I don't go too much in detail because they're too young. I tell them it's daddy's medicine.
Yep.
But my oldest, 18, so fully aware of what's going on. It's for medical purposes. I mean, I was on pain medication for probably 13 years from getting out of service and having all these injuries, and I was on pain medication, and cannabis literally saved my life. So since we're on the topic of talking about mushrooms and weed, these controlled one substances is what they call them. They're beneficial to a lot of people, and the stigma is definitely getting better. For it, 100% getting better. But man, it does help. It helps with a lot, man. It helps with clarity, your depression, pain, and
I feel the clarity is for the shrooms
That's
is like
why I said clarity
definitely like
specifically. Yeah.
what I needed. It was like because I was just like lost,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, oh, I know what I want to do.
That's
I
good,
know where
man.
I want to be. I like. I don't know if you've seen my recent post, but I'm dropping my first mixtape.
I did see that. I just seen that.
I've loved music since like
That's
a
awesome.
child. I've gotten every mixtape that I could have gotten. I've like in Iraq,
Yeah.
downloading songs before anyone could get them, and
Yeah.
friggin' having sergeant first classes and shit like that coming up to me and being like, "Yo, you got that mixtape?
Yep,
You got that
make
CD?"
You feel special.
And you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah. Rogers aren't.
yeah, I got it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, we're good. We're in Iraq, bro. This
Yeah.
is different here."
Yeah.
And like I deployed. I went to basic, came home 30 days, went to thing for I was in recession or whatever the fuck reception for.
What, leave after?
Well, I went to leave after, and then I went to reception at Fort Hood
Okay.
because they were all on leave.
Oh, that's right. That's
And
when you had
then-
to stay there until the unit got back.
So that was a
right?
week, and then I get to my unit, and I'm only there for a week, and they're like, "You're deploying," and I'm like, "Where? Where are we going?"
That's funny.
"We're going to Iraq." "What the fuck you mean? I just got here." They're like, yeah. We tried to give you to get you fucking sent, but we're down. We need someone for the mail, and we need another fucking 42 right now. So, and I deployed with no orders.
Really?
I deployed with 0 orders.
Were they deployed when you got to the unit?
Nope.
Okay, so they were on leave getting ready to deploy.
So they were on Christmas leave.
Okay.
We deployed. They came back January 2nd. We were leaving for deployment on, I think, January 9th or 12th, one of those
Okay.
days. Like, there was, like, this much time in between that. Like, I met my platoon sergeant, my sergeant, and the rear D sergeant all, like, the same week of like deploying. The people I was deploying with, I had no clue anything about them, nothing about me.
Yeah. People don't realize that, stuff like this happens. And it's funny that you say that because the exact same thing happened to me.
Yeah?
Literally the exact. That's why I'm laughing the whole time. I get to my unit. They're telling me, all right, we're going to do, get you ready for air assault school. I'm like, all right. And then 3 weeks later, we're getting ready to, we're talking about going to Fort Polk, Louisiana for
NTC.
Yes, for prep.
Yep.
I'm like, prep for deployment? Like, yeah. We go there, come back like a month, 2 later, gone.
Yeah.
And it's tough though because you do just like any sports team in general. When you're with your teammates, you build up a bond and you have a good understanding of each other, read off each other. But when you deploy, to a war zone with people that you don't even know. I mean, you're gonna obviously
1,000 people you don't know.
You're gonna learn to get to know them real fucking fast.
Yeah,
especially being in any,
And being a 42, human resources having to deal with all 1,000 fucking soldiers in the unit, plus the the KRB people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, KRB. Yeah.
I had to fucking do their shit. So I'm dealing with, I was on McHenry, which was only supposed to hold 500. We had 800 on there.
800 on the base.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we had Echo Company was somewhere else. And then we had people at, was it Warrior or Warhorse? One of those. They were on the fucking airfield base. So we had to go to get the mail, come back, and fucking do all that stupid shit.
Did you skip when you had the mail in your hand?
No.
He
Hell
said
no.
no. He said hell no.
Yo, and it sucked because it was like mortar rounds
Yeah. Oh my god.
coming straight to the fucking mail connex, DFAC.
Oh, so you're going after the defect.
You're going at the DFAC, and when they would bring the mail, they're trying to hit the truck with the mail in it all the time. Because bring down more out, what are you
Yep.
going to do? Take away their shit. Luckily, they never did. But that was my whole fear every time going out. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get shot at today. And,
Yeah,
blown up
and in your
today.
head, you're like, oh, this shit over fucking mail.
Yeah. Can you guys stop fucking ordering mail?
Like, yo, please tell your mom,
Fuck-
tell your grandparents, tell
No.
your girlfriend.
Tell
Stop.
your wife to fucking not send her fucking
Yeah.
vibrator.
Yeah,
That's fucking vibrating in the fucking box.
Please send an email.
Yeah, dude. The things that you would fucking, I would fucking sit there and dudes would open their boxes and the things that would be in there.
Oh, dude,
like
this
this
is
one dude
Christmas
had his
sometimes.
fucking wife's underwears wrapped around fucking cookies.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And he fucking sniffed them as soon as he grabbed them.
What the fuck?
Dudes would be sitting there waiting and waiting for packages.
Listen,
like,
yes, I could tell you firsthand, getting my package, it was like the best, just for me, the best way for anybody to understand how I felt. Remember your favorite Christmas ever. Okay?
Yes, yes.
I'm telling you, every single time a package came in, that's how I felt. It felt like I was a child again, and it was the best Christmas ever.
I
And-
felt like Santa Claus
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, well, that's what I mean. You were my Santa Claus.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know those boxes that would say for all soldiers or for any soldier?
Yes, yep. You'd
So,
keep those, wouldn't you?
No,
son of a
I
bitch?
would. I would open
I
them
would too,
and
though.
find the fucking good shit in
Like
some
take
of
out
them.
some cigarettes if you smoked or whatever.
But so they wouldn't send any when I deployed.
Cigarettes?
Like
Or
in those
nothing?
for
That's what
any
you're
saying the for your soldier package. We didn't have any shit like that. But I would go to the soldiers who didn't get packages and give them to them.
Oh, that's good though, man.
Because
You made their fucking
yeah,
day.
yeah.
You made
so,
their day.
So you would know because I have a really good memory when it comes to like people and shit, and I give a fuck about people. So I was glad that I picked that MOS.
Yeah. Well, that's good though, man. I mean, do your job like that, and the fact that you would give it to somebody else too. For the people out there who don't understand how much that means to receive a package, remember when I said how I felt on Christmas, your favorite Christmas. That's how it's like being a soldier when you're deployed and receiving a package or getting something out of a package. It doesn't matter if it's beef jerky, cigarettes, socks. It doesn't matter. The idea that you have a package sent to you over. So,
Yeah,
it means a lot.
Yeah, like those letters and shit. Give them straight to them because there are people who literally have no
No, they
fucking
don't.
family,
They have
and
no
that's why
one.
they joined, or they came from a different country and their family can't send them shit,
Yep.
or their family's literally poor as fuck,
Yeah.
and they're doing it to support their family,
Yeah. I know.
and it'd be like all the single soldiers not getting shit, or that one soldier whose fucking lady is fucking up at home, and you're taking all the money, he doesn't know shit.
And you know what, man? Like we're deployed to a hostile environment too. So anything positive like that is huge. Because when you leave the warrior, no matter what you do, you have to. You're looking out for everybody around you, and if your mind is not right, if you're in a different place, then that could lead to incidents.
Exactly.
So that's big, man. That's so big.
And I felt like, and it's all the MOSs that are going out the wire
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because me, and the S shops, the HHC, the headquarters company that I was in for 18 Cav, it was mostly Pogues. And
Yeah.
then mortars, and I think the mortars were the only fucking non-Pogues. And
Yeah.
oh, and Scouts.
Okay. Yeah.
Mortars
yeah,
and Scouts, yeah, we're the
Scouts.
only ones in the headquarters unit that weren't Pogues.
Yeah, we were. So when you were deployed, were you on a FOB or a COP? Forward operating base, command operating base?
The smaller one.
So FOB?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Fob McHenry,
Okay.
and then it was Cobb. The Cobb was, it was either Warhorse or
There was a big one over there, though, too, over in Iraq. You said you went to Iraq, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about Alias.
Was it
Fuck is
Oslo?
that fucking place? That big ass fucking Air Force
there's
base.
there's a big one where they have like a bunch of fast food things inside there.
Ali, that was that fucking Ali fucking Asalim or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about because that's the first one you fly into, and then you stay there in those fucking big ass. Well, for me, we stood there in these big ass fucking tents where
Big green tents, long, narrow tents. Yep.
and then you fly. They fly people out throughout the fucking week to the fucking base you're going to.
Okay.
and then we get to that base. The second deployment, I got lucky as fuck. I went on leave while on deployment while we were closing down fucking Iraq.
Oh, really?
So everyone else had to drive from fucking, I think we were in Kirkuk.
So you
that
pushed.
time.
You guys just all
Yeah,
pushed
they
through.
drove for like fucking 20-something hours
Fuck.
to Kuwait, into Kuwait. And then the rest of the deployment was in fucking Kuwait. Shittiest thing ever, because they're still making us work.
Yeah.
When there's not shit to fucking do. And then you're looking around and like everyone else is fucking in regular clothes. They're fucking chilling. Like you'd ask them like, yo, what do you do? Like, yo, we got deployed here and we literally have nothing to do. We go to work once a week, and
this was when? Like what year?
that was 2010, 11.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That was like when they said they were closing Iraq.
Yeah.
But they made it seem like we did, but
Yeah.
we did not.
I remember along that topic though, we took over a checkpoint from was it what unit is it? Tropic Thunder or not Tropic? Tropic. What is that? It looks like a lightning bolt.
Oh, that's the Hawaiian unit, right?
Yeah,
from
what's-
Hawaii.
Apple or whatever.
Yeah.
That's from Hawaii, I think, right?
Yeah. Oh wait. It's Thunder. It's like Tropic something Thunder. Not Tropic Thunder. I think it's Tropics. I don't know.
I know,
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So okay.
They'll know if they're vets and
Yeah,
watching
they'll-
this.
yeah,
They'll
they'll know.
fucking know.
Yeah, so-
someone comment it for us. Well,
Yeah, please do, so I can look like an idiot 'cause I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know it's funny too when people ask me military questions and I don't have a response for some things. They're like, "Well, weren't you in the military?" It's like, bro, there's so much to remember,
Yeah,
and
like-
I can't even remember the 9-line medevac and all that stuff. Like, I mean, a lot of it's.
I can't remember the 9-line medevac. I don't know the fucking soldier's creed. I know part.
25th Infantry, the Tropic Lightning.
There was Tropic
Li-
Lightning. I was kinda
Thank you.
close. Thank
Tropic
you.
Lightning.
Tropic Lightning.
You
yeah.
were right though. Tropic.
Yeah, it was
I was
something
like,
tropic.
Yo, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember them.
Yeah, they
I
were.
remember them, but they were Hawaii, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I do believe so. Yeah. So we took over a checkpoint, and then as we were leaving, so in this checkpoint, we just, I believe the city was called Sania, and there was only one road to go in the city. And the funniest thing though, all the power that little city had was operated off of maybe 6 or 7 car batteries that were right next to our tower where the checkpoint would be. And it was literally connected to these poles that are hanging like, sideways, not even like upright. And it was, like I said, their lights, we can literally turn the whole everything off of the city by removing one of the clamps from the car batteries. But yeah, it literally operated the whole entire city. So we're there.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. And then I remember the one time, I wish I can tell you I seen it because it'd be a great story. But one of the guys who's an electrician, I was sleeping, and I remember waking up, getting ready to go to my tower, and there was probably 6 or 7 people standing around this guy. Like, you okay? You okay? You okay? I guess he, with all these car batteries hooked up, something wasn't right. So he did it with his bare hands, and they said he was literally latched on, and he couldn't let go. And it was like, it happens all the time at this base though. I couldn't believe that third world country, unbelievable, ridiculous. But what I'm getting at is towards the end of my deployment, we had this checkpoint under control, checking traffic in and out. We check every other car, every couple, and we get to Kuwait for 2 weeks, and we finally get back home. About 2-3 weeks after that, we find out that checkpoint that we held for 15 months, we already gave it back up. So all that, and this was in 2007, 2008, and then we gave up that checkpoint that we've held for, from what I'm aware of, maybe a good I'd say 3 years or so.
Yeah.
So we have this checkpoint, and then they just let it go. I don't know what the reason was, but it was just so. I was so upset. I was like, I did all this for nothing. That was the first time in my life where, for military, anything like military-wise, where I just was so just upset. I did all this, but forget about what the war's about and why we're there. The fact that I'm holding this down and this checkpoint, we try to control the city and help them the best that we can. We get there, and then it's completely destroyed. All the Taliban, took whatever else they had, destroyed the towers, or took it over completely, whatever they did with it. But it was no more units were there. But it was upsetting. I feel like how are we just letting this happen? Like, why are we doing this?
No, I heard that's when you say that, I can remember infantrymen and tankers, all of them. Like, anyone who went outside the wire and fucking fought and fucking, like, shout out Sergeant Rent. I remember this Sergeant Renneria, like, the story kept getting told the whole first deployment of he just fucking ran, like, they were in a gunfight.
Okay.
And so they're in the gunfight, and this is what I was told. I hope one day to get Sergeant Rennery on here, and so he could tell this story.
Oh, dude, let's get him on.
About how he fucking just out of nowhere fucking ran up on a dude that was fucking shooting at him out of the, like, flanked him.
Yeah.
And then fucking just drop kicked the fuck out of him and
Really?
beat the fuck out of him. Yeah, they were
No
like,
shit.
yeah. Sergeant Renneria, like, yo, now I see him on fucking Facebook. It's like a whole different Sergeant Renneria. Like,
Yeah.
his posts and shit, you're like, oh, this man's going to church now.
This man is saved.
Yeah, he is saved because he was not like that fucking,
Man.
how in 2009.
Yeah. No, that's
The
crazy.
first time, and then the second time I meet him, we're on Rear D together, and he was just like, he was just a shit. He was just like, yeah, just go to your fucking room. You just go to your room and fucking go back to sleep.
You go back to
This
sleep.
is Rear D. We don't do fucking PT.
I used to just go play PlayStation all day.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd sit there and play PlayStation.
Yeah, I'd play PlayStation and play music.
Yeah.
But see, you probably had the barracks where you had to share it with
It was split with one person. Like, it
Yeah.
was one big room, and what we did was we took, I believe it was like bookshelves. There's 2 bookshelves, I guess you could say, movable, and we put them against the wall and put his against the wall, so it was a divider. So when you walk into the kitchen, and if you turn to the left, you can split. So the bed's over here, bed's over there. We shared the bathroom. But yeah, I was on the barracks for a while. Man, barracks parties though, like those.
Talk about them.
My God, oh man,
Sliding from the top to the bottom on a fucking tarp. I've
my
seen
God.
it.
The barracks parties are absolutely insane, and they are so much fun because you don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah.
And not only that, what makes it even better too, especially now that I'm out, but the fact that please help me remember if you can. What was the name of like the person at nighttime, like staff duty?
Oh,
almost,
yeah, staff duty.
Is it staff duty?
No, that's staff duty.
Oh, okay.
It's staff duty.
Okay.
Staff duty. You got the sergeant and the fucking.
Yeah, so there's a
the
main
E5.
there's like a main sergeant that stays on who's the NCO there.
Did your staff duty stay in the barracks?
No, so our staff duty for our company, because I think each company had staff duty,
Yep.
right? So our barracks, our barracks, pretend like this is Bravo Company right here. You open the door right here. So this is Bravo Company. There was a desk like right up in front. If we were to come in, desk up front, that's where we sat. And then, each person in each company was the exact same way. So they stayed there, and then they had the company staff duty.
Yep.
The battalion staff duty. Battalion staff duty, yep. So then that guy, if he got you, man, it was like he was going to have your fucking head.
And then fucking command staff duty.
Yep. So if you got caught by your own, like, your own platoon sergeant, something like that, that's not as bad. When you get caught by a battalion commander or someone like that, and then he didn't know who you were, and now he knows who the fuck you are, it's like not good news.
Yeah.
But that was always our thing. Oh my God, I just remembered my favorite thing about the barracks was there was this one guy, man. Oh, I forgot this guy's name. He worked for like a Domino's or a Pizza Hut or something like that. And what he would do is he would bring like how many, those red bags that they put the pizza boxes in. So he has a bunch of those, and he walks through the barracks all hours of the night and like day, starting at say like 8 o'clock at night, from 8 to like 5 in the morning, pizza, chicken wings, and he yells like walking through the barracks. Comes on the base and he does that. And I just remember like waking up, let's just say like really drunk, hungover, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yo.
Wake up, I go to my window, I'm like, pizzas. So then I go downstairs. It was amazing. He was the true hero on Fort Campbell.
I wish, because that did not happen. I don't think they were allowed to do that. And
I don't know how he did that though. Now that I think about it.
Like, yo, I can fucking imagine now if I would have went to Little Caesars and bought fucking a shit ton of
money
pizza.
You could have made.
Yo, there's one dude who was, shout out, I forget his name. Because now we're not friends anymore, because he started fucking talking shit on fucking Facebook and didn't like how I felt about things. And I was just like, it was about Black Lives Matter. I was just like, all right, peace.
Yep, just as easy as just go separate ways.
But that man used to fucking make bread.
Yeah.
Cutting hair.
Really? Yeah.
Because in Iraq, the second tour, he was on the second tour with me, and he was fucking cutting everyone's hair from first sergeants down.
Yeah.
I think the sergeant major went to him one time for a haircut. I think when I left, the new sergeant major went to him for haircuts.
That's awesome.
Because I remember our first sergeant would go to him for haircuts, and everyone would go to him, but he would take so long to do your hair. Like
because he did it real nice. Did he treat like a barber, or he just
Puerto Rican barber, right?
Really,
there.
a Puerto Rican barber. I know. What you mean.
Yeah, because Iraq, you're not getting that, and then you're going to like new soldiers coming, and they can't find a barber. They want a barber. There's those pretty boys. I was one of those. Like, I couldn't find a barber. I found the barber finally, and I went to that barber, and then I found him, and I was like, oh, okay, this is way easier.
Yeah, I never had anybody like that, like a friend that cut hair. But what was it, like KBR? What were we talking about? Like, what were those? Okay, so we can go get your hair cut, but it was by an Iraqi civilian. Did you have that on your base?
Yeah,
okay,
we had those. So they would be in their little stores.
Yes,
So we had 3 stores on the first base that I went to in McHenry, and it was store. This place had chicken, and like you could buy food from them and shit. No, that was the last place. He had chicken and food, and the shit was pretty good. Some homies got sick off that shit. I did not. Phelps, I'm sorry, bro. You shit your brains out, though. God. That shit was funny.
Oh, man,
we ate the chicken, and he fucking never ate that shit again. Yeah, for sure.
I had a lot of sit-downs eating with some of the Iraqi army, Iraqi police, or Iraqi civilians. Yeah. It was completely different. I would sit down, we'd go either raid their house, or we're going through the city, they invite us in, and they sit down, they put this big old plate full. It's like this big metal plate. They have their rice on there, whatever, their lamb, their goat, and then everybody's sitting down and just sticking their hands in there and just kind of like just eating it from there. It was such a culture shock to me just in general. And I remember how bad I shit my pants after that. Yeah. Like that food.
But I mean, I feel like it wasn't that because I noticed it every deployment. Did you not notice the stomach change?
Oh my God, yes.
Like when you go to the bathroom, then you come back again, and the way you fucking shit again, but now, like, do you have shitting problems now?
Yes, dude.
I got fucking shitting problems.
That is crazy, because it is true though too. Like my bowels, my stomach in general has not been the same.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Has not been the same.
I fucking shit like, I think you're supposed to shit like 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah, who knows?
I'm like 9 times a day, homie. This shit is wild. Like, Iraq fucked my stomach.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. I never even really thought about that. But
Iraq is definitely. But when I feel like it was just. Because it's even when, like, I go from different states, my girl even notices it now that, like, when she eats different foods from different states, like, she gets the shits, or I get the shits. And I'm just like, I think that's just, like, maybe it's the water or something. But, like, I feel like traveling across the world and you're eating actual, like, their lamb we're eating is lamb.
Yeah.
When we'd eat the kebabs, whatever that's made out of, the kebab sandwiches, that shit is real. Those chickens are real chickens that they just fucking cut up.
Yeah.
Maybe it probably wasn't cooked the most sanitary way.
Yeah, probably not.
And not eaten the most sanitary way, because the way they wipe their asses and do everything.
That's
taking
insane.
shits in. So folks that don't know, when you go outside the wire to take a shit, you are taking a shit in a hole in the ground. Just
Yeah, a hole. Literally just a hole in the ground.
Just a hole in the ground. Mm-hmm. In a little fucking outhouse.
And then, here's my favorite thing to do. When we were at our checkpoint, I believe it was our checkpoint, checkpoint and then CP, well, checkpoint. Well, I don't know, I forget what I'm forgetting a name, but we have a checkpoint and then a little base inside of a city, but like really small, like the size of like.
And where the S3 and everyone is that fucking does all the fucking.
Like the infantry would go out there. So like, but we would go, it was a place, I'm forgetting the name, but we would go into the city and we took over a small part inside the city. It was, I'm not kidding, like maybe like 60 yards by like 60 yards.
Yeah.
So, you know, Hescoed up and shit like that. But that was in the city where I'm talking about the checkpoint. So about a mile and a half away was where the checkpoint to go into the city. So we would rotate, we'd be there, then we'd go into the city, and then maybe back to the fob, and then from the fob be QRF, you know,
Oh, that's where you're. So you guys took over. So like, I've heard of guys saying that they had to take over before I was in like my unit went to what was it, Baghdad. And they took over a whole fucking building that was like all gold and shit inside of it. Like the building was like everything was gold and fucking it was just nuts, and they got searched and shit after, so they couldn't steal the fucking shit from the house and shit like that.
I've seen the most money ever in Iraq, just you know, in my life, just because I've went into buildings and seen like shrink wrap money like you see in movies.
Like American money?
No, Iraqi money. But like, I mean, obviously, even regardless, it was a lot of money, because I mean, no matter what currency, if you're gonna have, you know, like literally shrink almost wrap. A pallet size, you know, shrink wrap, that's a lot of money.
Were these houses that you raided?
Yes, some of the houses that we did raided had them. Some of them were still shrink wrap, but they were like maybe like 2 feet by like 2 feet or so, shrink wrap, maybe about a foot or 2 foot tall, like individual smaller size ones.
Yeah.
I've seen literally ones on pallets before, you know, when we've raided houses and stuff. And it's funny because I'm not used to seeing money like that. So when I see it at first, it's not registered as money. I'm like, oh, yeah. I go aside and they're like, this is so much money.
So I would see it because of the payouts.
Oh,
did you ever have to see that happen, like when you were deployed?
What, like you talking about like pay?
When we have to pay out the freaking farmers or some, we ran over someone's goat or some shit.
Yes.
And then we're fucking, they're bringing out fucking duffels, like, and duffels. You see S2 fucking, here you go, and it's American money, fucking Iraqi money, Kuwaiti money, Afghani money, like whatever currency you fucking wanted, they would fucking give it to them.
I did it so wild. I remember that,
dude. That's the fucking biggest thing that I'd be like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
It's just so, like, it's, if you think about it, it's like gangster as fuck.
Fucking cow. We really ran over a fucking cow, and you're fucking telling me you're about
$200.
No, they were not. No, they were paying double the money.
Oh, dude, they were paying a lot more.
Cow.
Yeah.
Like and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But like, what's the biggest cachet you got, like at a house, a raid?
So, without knowing, like, you know, like poundage and like whatnot, best way for me to describe it was
fucking fly over there.
Yeah, it's just like, one fly, man. It's one fly.
Got into the building. Where's security?
Security. Where's the fly swatter?
Yeah. This is not. We're talking about Iraq, and this is a reminder
I'm getting
here.
PTSD with this fly. Okay.
Yeah, this fly is worse than fucking fireworks. With PTSD.
Flies over in Iraq were enormous. Too. They were absolutely
and everywhere.
Everything.
And everywhere. And rats. I used to catch the fucking rats on the trap. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. Hit them with a fucking torch.
Mm-hmm. Get rid of them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a mouse whenever I was back on base, and I was rarely on base because, like I said, I was always at the fob or the checkpoint. So for maybe like out of the month, the 5 times, maybe out of the month that I'm sleeping there was, I'm saying mouse though. I mean, shit, it could have been a rat, but he would always pull at my hair in the middle of the night. He'd come up and he'd yank on it like he was like burrowing like a nest in my fucking head. And then I remember as we were packing our shit up and getting ready to leave, like getting ready to leave Iraq, I remember pulling up my bed, and then there he was. And I called him Rodney, just because I had to give him a name because he was always fucking with me and always pulling my hair. And then poor Rodney, I stepped on him, so I got rid of his ass the last day. But
Fuck Rodney.
yeah, fuck Rodney.
Nah, I remember
Rodney.
those days of nights of fucking hearing them, and it's like when you're in the middle of the fucking desert and you got fucking desert mice fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So your room's gonna get it, like, and then they be like, it just be so shitty.
Did you see a lot of camel spiders? Because I used to.
I didn't. I've only seen one in both deployments.
Really? Yeah, we used to for fun, and I'm going to say this because there is no insect or there's no insect. What do you call it? Hold on. Like people who are against, like PETA. What's PETA? They're against.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But for insects, animals, so nobody can come after me because these are two like bugs and whatnot, or spiders and shit.
PETA, don't come after me.
Yeah, don't come after me for this.
Fucking Iraq.
Yeah, this is in Iraq. So we used to get these little camel spiders. If we find them, we put them in an ammo box and we'd let them battle it out to the death. All the
'cause
time.
they'd fight, right?
Yep. And sometimes they wouldn't want to, so you'd force them. They'd get so aggressive. We'd take a stick or something like that and like move them towards each other. And I still got the videos, man. They would like when they lock up, because you know the way their fangs worked is they locked up. They're rolling around, dude. It was like a UFC event in my room. You know, we got lights flashing, but we used to do that all the time. And then we had one Goliath. He survived 3 of them. He was 3-0. And then surprisingly, I don't know how it happened, but he died against a scorpion, which was crazy because I didn't think that was going to happen. But the scorpion ended up killing the camel spider. So Goliath went down. R.I.P. Goliath. You know, he's a good man.
Damn, Goliath, you lost to a fucking bitch-ass scorpion.
Yep.
Well, he ain't no bitch no more.
No, man. But yeah, that was a way for us to entertain ourselves. Was was camel spiders, man.
Fucking
they scared the
dogs
shit out of
coming
me.
onto the fucking fob, puppies
Dogs,
and
man.
shit.
Oh yeah, I actually I have some good memories and some honestly not some good ones too because they were crazy. Some of them were like true stray, crazy lunatic. Homeless dogs.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit.
No, so I think 2 dogs got on our fob and they were all right. But the like lunatic dogs, you'd hear them shooting the Ugandans just popping them.
Yep.
But one time, some fucking drunk Iraqi got on halfway through the fucking
to the base.
through the berms and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
While he walked fucking shooting his weapon in the air.
Right.
Then they captured him and they told him not to kill him so they can capture him and question him, I guess.
Really? I probably would have shot him in the leg.
Yeah, because they blacked out the whole base for the day.
No.
Because they had phones for the
Yeah, I remember you talking about Ugandans. I remember halfway through my deployment or so, the Ugandans, they started to... I think it was the Cobb, maybe. I think it was the Cobb, the command operating base, where they would mainly, operate out. They did just checkpoints, going into the base.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever.
did the checkpoints and
I remember those guys.
Secured all of our towers.
Yeah, there was the one guy that was there. He was just so funny. It's funny to talk to these Ugandans. They're good people, man. But they're just. I think they were just so out of place, man. I don't know if their military's undertrained though, but yes, they were raw. Is basically what I'm trying to say. They're raw killers, but as far as like military strategy and generally speaking, not so much. They were just raw fucking.
Yeah, they were just. I feel like.
Like a car, I drew like stick figures, but with like military uniform, and I drew out a picture of like each step of like what I'm about to tell you, and I turned it into this video where I did a voiceover and I talked about my experience, and I did it through a little cartoon, and people loved it, so I put it up on YouTube. So this is a story I'm going to tell you of when I shit my pants when I was in Iraq, and so this is a good one. So we are pulling security at a school because I do believe, if I remember correctly, there was possibility of an IED or something that was there. So we're pulling security, and I'm just hanging outside, just like looking around, scanning. Like there's nothing really going on, so we're pretty much open. Now, if we pause there and you rewind about an hour before, I was eating food, like sitting on the floor with, I believe it was the sheik of that area, Sania Sakak, or whatever area we were in, and we ate, the food there in that big plate, like I told you earlier. So now we fast forward, and I'm back at the school, And my stomach starts to rumble, and now I start to think ahead. I'm like, okay, well, if I have to shit soon, what am I going to do? And instead of trying to find a place or like tell somebody, like, hey, I got to take a shit, my next step was thinking, how am I going to hide it if I shit my pants? So my mindset changed. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm like, we're pulling security for night. We're going to be here for hours. There's no way I'm going to get a break to take a shit. And there was nowhere to go, too. Like, it was literally just this big school, and there was nowhere. So I see...
Torch this fly.
So I see this drip behind a wall. What's up?
He's gone, little bitch.
Oh.
I was gonna torch this bitch out.
So there we go. So I see this dripping from the wall from the school. So I'm looking over there and I'm like, oh fuck, okay. All right, if I shit my pants, I could just lean up against here. The water will help rinse it through. So that's what I'm thinking to myself. And I'm like, I really got to shit. So I put my back up against the wall. I couldn't take it anymore. And I shit, and I had absolute diarrhea because of eating that food an hour before. So there is so much shit all over, and I know it, and I feel it in my boots. It's filled up in my boots, absolutely disgusting. And I kept my back on the wall, kept pushing it because that water would drip down, so I let it go to certain spots. So now, fast forward an hour, I'm in the heat. So now it's dry, disgusting. My body is covered in flies. Flies are literally following me. I cannot sit still. If I sit still, the whole back of my leg looks like somebody drew a marker, but it would be all flies around the wet area. We finally get done, no IED. We get in the vehicle. My lieutenant's like, somebody step in shit, and I know damn well I shit my pants. I'm like, no, it's not on my boots, not here. Like still going with it, man. Still going with it. Like I said, you got to see the little cartoon thing I did. It's really funny. And we're driving along. We get back to the base, and I'm like, all right, man, I gotta go take care of this. So I get out of the vehicle, and he's looking. He goes, oh, you're all wet. I'm like, I know there was a little waterfall drip over the wall next to the school, so I got wet. I was pulling security, leaning up against it. I was so tired, so I just leaned up against it, making excuses. I get over, I go to the Porta-John. It's a little like wooden Porta-John that we made. I go in there, and within like 15, 20 seconds like of being in there, I get a knock on there. It's my lieutenant. He goes, Matt. I go, oh no, Daniels. Yeah. Yes, Arndt? Did you shit your pants? And I was like, no, I just have to go now. And I still did not admit to him that I shit my pants. Still did not. But then the best part of the whole thing is that I put my pants, when I was done, I put my pants to dry because I cleaned them all out, got another pair of pants. I laid my pants out on a green, what's it called that you sleep on, like a cot.
Yeah.
Those green cots. I put it on there to dry. I came back, went to go get an MRE to go eat. I came back, and I really wish I had a camera accessible at that time, but my pants were covered in flies. Like where exactly, like if you drew a marker like around like, hey, I want like this, and it filled it in with flies exactly, it shaped how I shit my pants. So the flies were in this middle line. They'd go this way, down one, so like where it was wet, they knew exactly what the shit was. So it showed exactly where my shit stain was. And it was like thousands and thousands and thousands of flies there. So yeah, and I still did not admit to my lieutenant. So Lieutenant, if you are watching this, which I'm sure by now you probably assume I did shit my pants. I did officially shit my pants.
Hell yeah.
So that was the time I shit my pants in Iraq.
Fuck yeah. I think Phelps shit his pants. Shout out Phelps for shitting your pants from Iraqi food too.
Yeah.
Yo, if you shit your pants in Iraq, hit the like button.
I like that. I like that. So for the people who click like and you didn't shit your pants, we're going to automatically assume that you shit your pants. So you might as well like it anyway.
Yeah. Or just go shit your pants.
And then come back and then re-like it again.
Yeah.
See, we got a plan.
I mean, I've shit my pants before, but not in Iraq. Thank God.
The worst part was just letting it dry for like an hour or so after I did it.
So when I deployed, we had the fucking people who cleaned your clothes.
Yeah, we dropped them off at the laundry mat. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So I would have been afraid to take them that.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So that's why I tried to clean it. I do believe I did put it back in there, so I could only imagine. But the good thing was is that I was gone sometimes. I wouldn't be able to see them for like a week or two. So I'm like, maybe they'll forget. They won't remember specifically that this was my bag unless they saw it the next day or whatever. But yeah, man. Did you, and for currency, for if there was any change, what did you have? Did you have little pogs like for like
They
five?
had the pogs.
Because we had
but
pogs
then
for currency
they
for the
switched it
change.
No, they gave us pogs for change.
Yeah. I think it was like what, like 25 cents. I think 25 cents, 5 cents maybe. I don't think they had, maybe they had 10, yeah.
I do remember the pogs.
Yeah. I
For
actually
some
still have some,
reason.
man. I'll have to bring it back and show you. I have
remember a fucking pog.
I have Iraqi money too with Saddam on it too prior.
I had some, but I lost it.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, you know what, man? Maybe if I have an extra as a buddy, I can give you one because it's really cool to have a Saddam one.
Yeah, those fucking. I love the stores. What about those little stores that did you have?
Well,
those?
like on base or off?
On base, where you would go and you could buy like fucking DVDs from them and shit like that.
Yes. Oh, what
Dude.
was that called though? I mean, was there a name for it though? Like, I'm just trying to think of the names. Like these, I
don't know, but my dude.
I know exactly.
I
what
had
you
one
mean.
dude named Chum Chum.
Chum Chum.
Chum Chum was the fucking man. Because Chum Chum used to buy he used to sell the DVDs, have all the DVDs and CDs.
All the bootleg stuff.
So I would take him CDs and sell him CDs to bootleg them.
Oh, no shit.
But I'd be like, yo, you got to give me at least like, yo, I want, and I choose out everything I want at that time for that CD. Because you're about to make a bunch of money because you have that before anyone else has it.
Yeah.
And I was like, just like you have this, you have this.
Did he hook you up or what?
Is it best copy? I was like, best copy you ever gonna copy.
Best copy.
And then he'll put it in, listen to it. Oh, it's good. No George Washington in the middle of it.
Oh my god.
Because I used to get it off LimeWire and shit like that, and I'd be like, oh fuck. But yeah, he hooked me up. Like I'd get like those DVD sets, and you can get 3 of those. You choose some electronics from over there.
You pick something over there. Pick something. Go ahead and take it. It's okay. It's okay.
Beats headphones. When I got to Iraq the first year is when Beats headphones came, and I got fucking Beats headphones.
Really?
Like, and those fucking things were amazing. And they were the fucking. I don't know if they were fake or real or what the fuck
and
they were.
when did you deploy, you said?
First one was 2009, 2010, and then 2010, 11.
Okay, yeah, so you went right after I got done. Like, you deployed, like, right. Technically, you would have been the next tour after me. Okay. And okay. I'm just trying to think of how much, if anything, changed. What did you say now what were you just talking about?
Beats headphones.
The Beats. Oh, yeah. So when did Beats, so that was, I guess, the Beats. When did Beats come out? Like 2007 or something?
2008, 2009.
Okay, so okay.
Right when I graduated
I was going to say,
high
because
school.
all I remember for myself was like, I bought, it was like the little Nano, that was like the absolute, like, highest tech thing that I had over there besides a digital camera, like one of the really corny ones that just came out. But I did have that. It was like, I think it was like the Apple Nano or something.
Yeah,
where it was just MP3.
They had those. They had everything.
Yeah, and then the wider ones too. Like I remember that.
They had those, but they were like,
because it was either basically Apple or like an Android in a way product. Like,
but you could fucking their shit you could send back. So I had Beats headphones, and the one dude fucking did it. They stopped working, so he fucking. Actually, instead of going back to them, used a warranty that was in the box and fucking got a brand new fucking pair from them. Straight from Beats. And I fucking watched it come in the mail and gave it to him.
No shit.
I was like, oh shit, this is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? So I did it. And then I would tell people back home, like, yo, Beats headphones?
Yeah.
Like, yo, and if they fuck up, just hit up for the warranty.
That's crazy. That's good, though. I mean, that's good business right there. That's real good business.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit, that fucking works. So everyone on the base started to know that you could fucking do that if they fucked up.
Yeah.
And dude made fucking bread off Beats headphones. He had from the first ones that were, like, wired like this to these ones. And I was like, well, this man's got it all.
Yeah, like I said, it was nice. I didn't get my first set of Beats probably until the first set of headphones that I got. They were similar to the Beats. It was called Soul by Ludacris.
Oh, I do
It was called
remember
Souls.
those.
Yeah, that was my first experience with something of that nature. I guess the newer style of beats. Generally kind of like what we're wearing now,
Yeah.
but when it first kind of came out, and I remember I got the Ludacris Souls. I think it was what it called, Soul or Souls. But yeah, I had it for a long time, and dude, I really enjoyed it. And then probably 5 years ago, I got my first set of Beats about 5 years ago. It literally took me that long to get a set of Beats. I don't know why. I wasn't against it. Everybody said nothing but good things, and I love music.
Yeah.
Music. Every event in my life, there's a soundtrack for. And that's what I love. Because during any time, anything goes on in my life that's going to be remembered, or I keep in my head, keep it close, because I don't know, it was a great experience or whatever. I just oh damn, what the hell was I just saying?
Yeah, it's like the same thing that happens to me. Like for the Army, it's Drake is my theme music.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Okay.
theme
So
music
you
and
got
shit.
your okay. Yeah. But yeah, there's just man, it's like certain parts of my life, like my teenage, like every time the summer hits, I can pull back a memory just by bringing up a song, like Return of the Mac.
Yep.
Return of the Mac, and God, just summertime, and just music. That's what I absolutely love about music. A lot of my tattoos are music. I used to like produce like very minimal, just for friends, just for fun. Just because I enjoyed making music, and anything that sounds good. See, my big thing is I like music. If I feel the artist's emotions, like if I feel him in the actual product and not just singing, and people are like, well, what do you mean? If you have to ask that question, then it's hard to explain. You either know what I'm talking about.
That's why I love EDM, because you can hear it, and like especially like Conway, like when he raps, it's like you could feel his pain and everything.
That's what I mean, and that's what I respect. Joyner, man.
Joyner Lucas,
huge.
Mac Miller.
Oh yeah, Mac. Yeah, I gotta get. I tell you what, I'm behind on Mac. It took me years though, and I respect the catching up to listening to. I am way behind, but yes, I got respect for Mac for sure.
I mean, there's just you can go on and on.
Yeah.
Like I can go into like a local artist. I just talked with someone about him. His name's Astor Beulah. He is a solo guitarist. He does like I don't even know what to call his music. It's his own style. It's great, but whenever he sings, it's just like you could hear in his voice. Like anything that he's singing, it's just like it's like the Post Malone.
Yeah,
my man, and that how he did that fucking Return of the Mac fucking remix.
The remix,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, the one kid fucking Sickick fucking put it in together. Yeah, that shit sounded so great. When you said that, I was like, oh yeah. I like how. Do you like the new beats coming out for new music? Have you heard some of them?
Here's the thing: is that I do try to listen, but I sound so like old school or old soul for some reason. But like I need guidance because I don't know where to start. Okay, as far as like where. But some of the stuff I respect. Listen, I respect the music behind it, like the melody, the beats, the way it's put together. But sometimes I'm just, sometimes, and I hate to say it like this, sometimes, in rap, man, it's just thrown in there. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like it's a waste of a song, like, sometimes in a way. So, I mean, I'm torn. I'm trying to listen. Fine, it's tough though. But you get what I'm saying?
That. Yeah, where you're like, oh, I want fucking. Damn, you could have went. That song could have been so much better if the lyrics were.
If the lyrics are somebody else, or they added something a little different, just so, you know what I mean, like with the vocals, with combining, mixing, like anything. I don't know. It felt like it was a waste. It could, like a waste of a song. It could have been so much better. But I have over the years, I've transitioned into rock music a lot more, and. Like during like football, of course I listened to like rock, growing up and like playing football and whatnot. I love I love rock for that, but mostly it was like hip hop and rap. I love growing up.
Yeah.
And then I'd say like a little after I joined the military, let the bodies hit the floor, like all that stuff. Okay. I'm like, all right, I'm digging it. And then I got away from it. And then it took me a couple years to try to find these other artists. I was listening to like 50 Cent from like 2000 and like, In the Club, and then Nelly, Hot in Here, like that couple years behind. I'm still trying to catch up. And ever since then, that was my downslope. I'd say probably like a huge downslope around like 2010 to 2012 in rap and hip hop. I kind of like I left it there, but I focused more on rock because I went to go see Wage War and A Day to Remember at Riverworks in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there, man, and I didn't know any of the songs at the time. But just because a lot of it is screaming, and people are like, "Oh, they're just screaming," and I say it is talent, and it is.
Come on, that's
it's so much
hard.
It is. It's talent, and not only that though. Like I said, yes, it's hard to understand the lyrics, but if you get a chance to,
I mean, it's hard to do.
Yes, very hard to do. Like people just think like anybody could growl. I try it all the time.
That comes from fucking song.
And then they're adding in like a singing growl and like go from and you know how they come out of that. It's just it's very impressive, man. And I just found a new appreciation for music. And at this point in time in my life, rock music is just I love the live music. So I seen Wage War just kill it and just feeling it, man. When he's just the guitarist going on stage, the vocalist just don't understand what he's saying when he's but then he breaks into a good vocal. I'm like. It's like, how do people say this isn't talent? He's growling at a good vocal like growl, transitions to singing like an R&B singer almost in a way or whatever. Like how he breaks it down, like what a voice. Yep. The way that people can do that, and I have so much respect for it. And I
have a local band for you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I like it. All right.
I'll send it to you after.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'm always up for it, man. I think in a past lifetime or like maybe just I think I was an event, not an event, like a promoter, because like I always have like these like and I mean daydreams, like they've actually happened, but I'm responsible for like bands and stuff like that. Like I know people, I help put them ahead. Hey, I'm gonna put you on this show. Hey, you guys can perform at the school. I know the principal, just shit like that. And I just had these like odd visions. So I think in like a past lifetime, if you ever think about stuff like that, I think I was like a promoter for like band or for like music or something like that.
Yeah.
I know it's such an odd thing to say though.
It's fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Wheels, the biggest question. So, how did you become Mr. Wheels? What happened?
All right. So, when I was deployed over in Iraq, I went through a 15-month deployment, a lot of wear and tear, IEDs, a lot of miles and miles of marching to different places, setting up overnight, just all the things that we did and put my body through. Towards the end of my deployment, I woke up. It was my back, my legs were just absolutely on fire, and I couldn't move like at all. So they sent me over to our medic. Over our medic. He's like, you okay? I think he gave me, like an injection or something like that to help with like anti-inflammatory, but it was okay, but something wasn't right. So they sent me back, and I'm fast forwarding a lot. They sent me I was still over in Iraq. They sent me to the Cobb where there was medical staff there. They did some x-rays. They said, I have some nerve damage in my legs. My back was broken. So, and these are things that like all news to me, my back's broken, So, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm fine. I mean, I feel the pain and whatnot. So they did an epidural, suppressed the pain, when I was there, and then they sent me back early because, like I said, it was hurting so bad. Like it got to a point where like just the nerve pain was absolutely outrageous. So go back, I do surgery. Fast forward, I get medically retired out of the military now. So my medical retirement. Retirement as if I did 20 years, so I keep all my benefits and whatnot.
Right.
So I get out. I'm walking, but I'm using a cane for the first couple of years. But then I got to a point where I was doing really good, but I would fall. So it's every like couple weeks or every month or so, it would slowly creep up on me. Like randomly, I would walk, and then my whole side would shut down, lock. And it would just go completely numb, and I'd drop to a knee, and I wouldn't be able to move my legs. Like, it just felt something wasn't right, man. So I ended up having, surgery within a year again after. All they did was just they shaved down some of the discs and whatnot because apparently the nerves in my spine I had some like infection that formed from the breaking of the back and or including the rupture of the discs and whatnot. It put some like cyst on my nerve, which was causing like loss of feeling complete, like not feeling it. So it was how it was pressed up against. So they went in there and they shaved it down. They burned some of that off. So that was like the second surgery that I had. And then from 2010 to 2015, it was just a slow decline. So then I officially went to, I was working out, I was staying healthy, but things weren't adding up right. I still wasn't able to walk.
Yeah.
I was still doing legs, but then I gave up on a lot of like squats, like big squats and stuff like that, So I just focused on what I was good at. So I had a real strong bench, so that's what I would do. But like I said, fast forward 2016, that's when, I had a couple real bad falls again where it took a while for me to even feel my legs again. Like they were out. I was in the hospital for weeks. And so I had another surgery in 2019 and in 2020, knee surgery from falling, a bunch of random stuff. So it pretty much eventually led me to a chair. I believe it was 2016. I think it was like early 2016 or mid 2016 is when I transitioned to a wheelchair for my main sole purpose, which came the name Mr. Wheels. Mm-hmm. And, it's all fun and games. At first, I was just like, this is a transition for me. I was like, I'm going to be in a chair for a little bit. Let me rehab, get better. But every time I would try to do more, I wouldn't progress. Like I couldn't get back to walking without any assistance at all. So, it's gotten to a point where I use walking sticks, which I can use. But as far as being any unassisted, I can't stand up and walk from here to there. It feels like my legs are like asleep, like they're like a peg, like I have no balance with my feet or anything, which I'm not paralyzed. So I can move my feet, because a lot of people, when they see me move my feet, they're like, oh, how are you in a wheelchair and you're moving your feet? I'm like, everybody in a wheelchair is not paralyzed, Mm-hmm. So, and that's a lot of times perception, which is fine. So people think right away, you're in a wheelchair, you got to be paralyzed. Yeah. Could be among a lot of things, like spine injury. They don't have to be paralyzed. Could be similar to me, whatever. So yeah, so I've been in the chair since 2016 or so, and in that time, I was like, well, my favorite thing was competing, like in sports. I love football. I was trying to go play football at Fordham University. That was one school that approached me, and about playing football, and then also wrestling. I had some options for wrestling. But like I said, I joined the military. So I wanted something of that nature again. And I went to a UB Bulls football game. I bumped into a friend of mine. I'm sorry, not a friend of mine. Well, he's a friend of mine now. I bumped into a guy who I became friends with later. He saw me in the wheelchair. He said, hey, have you ever played sled hockey before? I said, no, what's sled hockey? He said, sled hockey is, it's just hockey, but you're sitting in a bucket with a blade underneath. And I'm like, Right away, I'm on my phone looking up, because I'll be honest, I never even look at it in the Olympics. I really didn't pay attention. Now that I'm in a chair, I'm starting to notice these things a little more. I look it up. I'm like, all right, man, I'm up for it. First day, go to practice, like falling over left and right. It was like pathetic. But it was an all-veteran team, so everybody on is veteran. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to take advantage of this. Go over, play sled hockey. Within the first year and a half, because I consider myself an athletic person and I can adapt to any sport. Not saying I can perfect any sport, but I can get through a sport on an athletic level enough to be able to participate, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and then whatever else I excel in, if I excel in one specific category, that's fine. What else do I, so I keep going. So sled hockey, I got pretty good, pretty fast. So I've been playing sled hockey for the past, like I said, maybe like 5 years or so now. But it all started with sled hockey. And then once sled hockey started, all of a sudden, now this is the big thing, wheelchair football. I was asked about what I thought about participating in Buffalo's first ever wheelchair football team, like organized through this organization called, was it USA Wheelchair Football? I think it was, USA Wheelchair Football. But I'm like, man, Buffalo is like, and I get to play football again? And this is like huge. This is a big league that they're creating. Yeah. So I was so pumped about it. So then I heard about football. I said, I got to do that. So wintertime, hockey, boom, football season comes. I'm so ready for it. So we get to practice. They give me a helmet. I'm like, a helmet? Well, first they told me it was two-hand touch. And I'm like, this is my face. I'm like, two-hand touch? I'm like, but also I'm thinking to myself, how are you supposed to tackle in in a wheelchair. But I didn't think that they had like those style of chairs to take impacts. Two-hand, like touching somebody to down them, but you're also hitting them at, 10, 15, almost 20 miles an hour in your wheelchair, and you guys are colliding. And so after the first play at our first game in Arizona, on the kickoff where we throw it down, I go after us. I'm going to hit this guy. I hit him. I literally do this corkscrew spin, fall over, flip, like flat, and then like just slide across the concrete floor. I'm like, this is why we wear helmets. I was like, this. Why would they wear helmets? I'm like, this shit is legit.
Yeah.
Like this is real deal. I'm like, and then after that hit, I'm like, this is on. So then I'm inexperienced with a sports chair at that time, just to learn how to hit people properly. I'm going in, all my weight's going forward, I'm hitting them, and I'm going face first up, boom, going face first into the concrete with my helmet, like still strapped into the chair. So eventually, I had to learn how to actually give a hit the proper way so I don't put myself out there, because, man, I was hurting. By the end of the first year, I fractured my arm. I had no idea. It was just from one of the falls. I think when I came down, I smacked it on the concrete, and it was bothering me. Still never got it fixed. But it's my love for the game. And like I said, football came along, and wheelchair football right now is like my life, man. Like that's right now, Mr.Wheels, that name, that stands with Bills Mafia. Like they all support, and not necessarily just me. I introduced a lot of our fan base now is, when I brought it up to Twitter, and, it went off, man. And people were like, this is pretty cool. Yeah. Like, this is really cool. And especially after, then we get involved with the actual Buffalo Bills now. So now I don't know the right terminology, but we're under contract with the Bills, legally allowed to represent their name, logo, and everything. So we are the Buffalo Bills of the USA Wheelchair Football League. And all the other teams on there are NFL, I don't want to say sponsored, if the right word, but NFL endorsed, I guess. Like, it depends on what their contracts, how it is. But a lot of teams that are playing are from, like, Arizona Cardinals. We play against the Arizona Cardinals, Wheelchair Football League. They're all from Arizona. Green Bay Packers have a team. Cleveland Browns, Kansas City Chiefs, New England Patriots. They're new this year, and we're actually hosting a tournament this year, which I'll get into in Buffalo, which would be awesome if you guys show up. Yeah, it's going to be huge. We're hosting one, man. It's the first. We have 9 teams that are showing up, so it's going to be like an all day Saturday, and then like maybe like most of a day Sunday type thing. But listen, man, it's when you watch it, it's absolutely, it is so fun. I'm not just saying that because I play it. But, like, just watch it, man. How dedicated these people are. We're playing like our lives are on the line, like we're college trying to go pro. But technically this is pro level for us. You know what I'm saying? So we did it, but you see true competition now. Not just people doing, this is just recreational therapy. No, these people are here to win. And I'm like, man, I'm digging this. I love it. So, like, every time I go, I hit out there. I hit hard. Like, every play, I play like it's, first and last play. Like, I just, and being older now and having a coach, it's just different perspective. Being, 13 through 18 years old, having a coach older than you. Now I'm only a couple years younger than my coach, maybe. Well, he's like 10 years older than me, I think, maybe 15. But, it's really cool because now I approach it from an adult perspective. Yeah. And it's just, and I still enjoy it. I give him respect, and I forever will. And, that's sports and wheelchair football in general has put me in like the best position I am in my life in general, as far as being happy and feeling good about what I'm doing and having fun. Like Stevie says, handle biz, have fun, repeat, man. I feel like my life is that right now. Yeah. And doing that and having the support through, a lot of the Bills Mafia too, through Twitter. They've showed nothing but love. They've donated things to help for the organization. We're a nonprofit organization, so anything that we raise goes straight towards the towards the team in general, our travels. So this year we're going to Las Vegas, Tampa Bay first. We're going to Tampa Bay for a tournament, then we go to Las Vegas, and then we host our home tournament. It's going to be in Buffalo. Location is still, I wouldn't say pending. We know it, but legally, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. But it's going to be in Buffalo area. Okay, it's going to be basically in a big lot or a convention center of something of that nature, because we're going to have at least, I think, 3 fields. There's going to be 9 total teams that are going to show up. But that one's going to be September 29th, 30th, and October 1st. It's that last weekend, like October 1st, September 30th, or then 29th, or whatever it is, last 2 days. So that's when we're having the one in Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
But that's going to be huge. I expect, we had a scrimmage last year with Cleveland coming to Riverworks. We had over 500 people show up just to watch it. It was, people were going like, "Let's go!" But I felt like I was in a high school football game. You know, you're driving down the field, and I'm looking up, and I'm like, "This is dope." Like, this is the shit. Like, I'm so happy because I wanted to compete and do sports. And now that they have this in wheelchair, and have this in football, especially being from here, from Buffalo, I love it, man. And it's so amazing to be back playing football.
I think Spaced Out Podcast needs to be the reporters.
Oh, dude, for sure. I think so, man. You know what? I guess we get something set up.
So how does it feel to be a fucking patriot? It sucks, don't it?
To be a patriot?
Yeah, when they come, they'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Patriots guys, how's it feel to be a patriot?"
It's, oh man.
When they start to talk, I just walk away.
No, I'm good. Yeah, but that's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait. I just cannot wait to do it in front of Buffalo now.
Yeah. That's going to be so dope.
Yeah, it really is, man. You will definitely enjoy it, even if, you obviously, I'd hope if you come for one of our games, but even if you couldn't because of whatever conflict of time.
No, we're coming
but
for
no matter
game.
what, check out a game is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if you miss ours, we're going to be playing all weekend, though. But you definitely got to at least watch one, because
fuck it, we'll
it's
come
so
all weekend.
It is so intense, man, and so fun to watch, because like I said, these guys are still competing because they're at the top. They're trying to keep that spot.
Yeah.
So it's awesome, man. And it's funny. It's almost like NFL. Like, I'm not going to say specific teams, but some teams like, hey, if you ever want to move, you come out and maybe have you on the team. I'm like, but I was like, sorry, man, Buffalo, I ain't doing it.
Oh no! The Tampa called me. I'd be out there in a minute.
Well, dude, Tampa was actually probably a top 3 team last year for wheelchair football for us.
I love Buffalo so much, but I just love the warm weather.
Oh, of course. That's why a lot of people from Buffalo always go to Florida, man.
Yeah.
You always see it all the time. And people from from Florida
come here
for some reason. It's like
it's weird.
Complete opposite, but yeah, they like it.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
It's fun, man.
It's beautiful.
Yes, sir. Danny Warsnop. No, you just look like him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you still look like him to me. I almost want to take a picture with you and then just say I met him again. Crop his face on you.
So I appreciate you coming through today.
I appreciate you
talking on
having
the
me.
podcast, telling us your story, and fucking letting us in on some insight about you.
I
It's a
appreciate
fucking
it.
amazing podcast. I got to sit here with a fucking fellow brother
Hell yeah.
and fucking chop it up. I also got to do that a few episodes ago with Fred the artist.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dope artist.
Yeah,
You met him, right? Before?
I think briefly. Is it what
Yeah,
you talking about?
He's an artist. He does like the colorful paintings and shit like that.
Yes. I met him briefly, though, but yes.
We call it Kuji paintings. They're so dope.
Yeah, man.
He just got put into a gallery.
Really?
I just seen it. Yeah, Lexington Gallery, I think.
I'd like to go to them, man. You know what? There is a lot of art that people don't think is art that is very unique, but you need to have an open mind.
Have you not gone to the art museum yet?
No, man.
We should set up a fucking day and go.
Oh,
I've been
100%.
trying to fucking go.
I'll go for sure.
How about you? The new art museum? I've been trying to go.
No, but I filmed the outside with the drone.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yo, maybe
Is it cleaned up now? No.
maybe I'll legit pay you to maybe do some drone footage of football. I'm not joking. Like I'll pay you personally if you let's just say it's a game or like one of our practices. Like, hey, you think you could just get I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes of, just to see, because that image would be dope.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes. And saying that, folks, if you could please go to Rev Room's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram and click the link and buy the Stick Figure Collab t-shirt from Rev Room's website so that they can get a new drone. The drone is in the middle of Lake Erie and we cannot fucking get it.
You're filming a documentary?
He was filming a documentary and the drone lost signal or was shot signal down by
What the fuck? Really?
aliens.
Shit.
I don't know. Definitely probably aliens or
Starlink.
government.
You know, speaking of documentary, I'm gonna put my 4-second plug in there. Go to Concrete Gridiron, check out the documentary if you haven't.
I'm going to watch that right after I get home.
I think it's right on YouTube.
I'm going to grab some lunch and I'm literally going to go watch that.
Yeah, it's
and I don't know
22
if
minutes.
fucking Hoagie Stop's open, but I might be going there right now. That was a plug for the Hoagie Stop for free because I fuck with them heavy and their food. Fuck Jim Stakeout, Hoagie Stop all day, clip this shit.
You heard it first.
Yeah, have you tried them?
No.
Go to the Hoagie Stop.
No, I guess
It's fire. Did you go yet?
Yeah, I've been to those stuff.
10 out of 10.
Not bad.
It's 10 out of 10, baby. And then
Definitely check it
the
out.
lady with the fucking cheesecakes in there,
Ooh.
she had
Give me
a,
some cheesecake.
she had a peach cobbler cheesecake in there.
What?
Yeah. Yep. I'm on the way.
Do you guys ever do that when you're so hungry and you're thinking about what you want to eat? You go,
Yeah,
what do you taste when you do that? Chinese food. I want Chinese food.
I had that yesterday.
Mall Chinese.
Huh?
Why is mall Chinese?
Mall Chinese.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yo.
I would legit get out of my car, put my wheels on my chair to go into the fucking place just to go get that to bring it
So
home.
there's two places that I order from now. Hong Kong Kitchen on Seneca Street. Stupid fire. They've been there for so long. So good. And then, of course, mall Chinese food, people. If you do not get the mall Chinese food, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you.
That's the best part about going to the mall.
But yes, thank you to all of our sponsors. They played in the commercial. We're going to make some more commercials for our sponsors very soon. Thank you, Mr. Wheels, for stopping through.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man.
Make sure you go check out the fucking Buffalo Bills wheelchair football team. We'll fucking, when they have a game, we will post it.
Oh,
For
yeah.
anyone who doesn't fucking want to go and hit the follow button, but make sure you do. Mr. Wheels, what's your Instagram?
Instagram is Mr. Wheels 101.
And
I believe it's the exact same thing for Twitter as well.
for Twitter too?
Yep.
All right.
And then on YouTube as well. I actually have some video clips with like POV when I was playing wheelchair football. So I got some really cool, like almost like helmet cam video practice.
Oh, you got a GoPro
Yeah,
cam?
so I put so go to the YouTube page, check out. There's some pretty
Hell
cool
yeah.
videos, but
Yeah.
it's not just wheelchair football, but yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you guys. It's nice to be a part of this, man, especially both veterans. So I respect both of you. Thank you again, man. I really appreciate
We appreciate
it. Thank you.
you. And make sure you guys go like, subscribe if you already haven't. And go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on fucking TikTok. Go follow Rev Room because we wouldn't be able to do this without Rev Room. Appreciate you, Mr. Green. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Go fuck yourself.